Alright, this is a what if, guys, and this one's gonna be kind of messed up in this version. What if, what if Deku and Ochako was betrayed and was trained by Goku? So basically, I'm gonna start when the villain attack only started, and the teachers was wondering, and the students was wondering, except for Deku and Araka, because they didn't know nothing. Was thinking like who was the culprit, and they was thinking of ideas. Midori does have all the quirks and all that, and Uraraka is always too like questionable. So they just like think they took a leap of faith and just started like blaming the two. And Deku and Uraraka said we really didn't do anything. And he even told All Might he really didn't do anything, but All Might didn't really care. Like, he really thinks he was working with All for One, even after that whole speech about him being quirkless. And he knew he was quirkless, so he would take Deku probably and ask for his quirk, but he was like, All Might, what the like he was about to cry, but he stopped himself, like, fine, here. And after that, Uraraka and Deku went to prison, basically in the prison. Basically now, Uraraka and Deku is like, all the people they beat, like in the USJ, now they're getting beat up by them. Getting hurt a lot until they actually passed out. And now they're in the infirmary, noticing. So basically, Goku will teleport into their mindscape, because in this version, Goku can help people in their mindscape in this point. So basically, he will talk to the two and actually connect their minds, so now they can talk. So after explaining who he is and what he's gonna do with them, and Deku and Uraraka will actually nod. Now, Uraraka will ask Goku a quest to actually take away her quirk. And Goku will actually think about it and just actually will do it, and Uraraka will have no quirk. So basically now Deku and Uraraka are quirkless, but they will learn power. So basically Goku would begin training them and keep training them until like they will master like Kaioken times 10, their God form, and something to surpass that, putting like down, like they are going ham. They got betrayed, and now they're gonna get powerful and show those people who betrayed them. So basically, Deku and Uraraka are training so hard they will actually master the God forms, and actually can't make a human form transformation. They will actually go on to the next step of Ultra Instinct. So basically, Deku and Uraraka was taking like basically in the jail, and their mindscape is taking like 4 weeks, and it's been like 2 weeks they've been in jail. It would take them like 4 weeks. They get Ultra Instinct Omen, and they have to try to master this, and they actually mastered this in the fifth week in their mindscape, and it will be 3 weeks. And I said 2 days, so 3 days they actually mastered, and now they'll go on try to master Ultra Instinct and see if they can go somewhere beyond Ultra Instinct. So they try to master Ultra Instinct first, and after Goku told them how he actually tried to do it and actually mastered it, now they let go and see let go and everything go in the fire and like something like that. So basically they was doing that, trying to do. Actually they did copy Goku and actually did it, mastered Ultra Instinct, but Goku said this is where this time stop. Now see if you can find a way to go beyond Ultra Instinct, and someday he will fight them both. So basically Deku and Uraraka will nod, and everybody on the outside, like the people who was taking charge of them, will notice they got buffer, way buffer. Now Uraraka in a way will get a little bit more buffer. So basically Deku will be buff, like not that really buff, but buff. So they wake up, win their own cells and start training more and more until Deku actually communicate with Uraraka and say try to make a limit breaker form and actually try to go beyond that limit break. So I'm gonna say Deku's limit breaker form is gonna be a red one, and Uraraka's is gonna be a purple version. Nah. We're gonna make it a green version for Uraraka. Actually, no, pink. We'll do pink. So basically, they are training to try to master this form, like try to how to actually summon it and try to go beyond that. So basically, they are meditating and mastering that. Even though everybody in the prison can feel this pressure, they don't know who is actually doing it. So basically, Uraraka and Deku are actually trying to train, and they actually mastered the first level of their limit breaker form, and they're gonna see if they try to go beyond that. After trying to master the beyond that level, they would actually make a form like Deku would think and Uraraka would think this is like Goku Super Saiyan 2 state, but it's really not. But it has like red lightning around them, so basically they are very too powerful, but it's gonna be this way. After that, the whole thing about Deku and Uraraka was actually innocent and want them to come back to UA. They would actually grudgingly want to come back because they want to be better heroes than people they know. So when they came back into UA, actually before they went into UA, Deku will stop Deku and ask, does he want one for all back? And Deku would just like, hell no. Deku would just walk off. After going back to class and everything, everybody was actually bad about how they actually did them wrong. So Deku is basically like sitting on putting his feet on the desk and everything. So is Uraraka. Actually, Uraraka and Deku got together in this version, so she's basically sitting on his lap while his legs are on the table. And Ida was about to scold him, but Deku gave him a death glare, like, shut up and sit down. Bakugo would notice that because he knows that look. And in this version, Mirio will get it, one for all, but Mirio is not going to be, like, a part of it because he doesn't even know. So, the big three doesn't even know what happened. So, basically, they had been training. The sports festival will come out. And actually, the big three will actually talk to Midoriya and Uraraka. Deku and Uraraka was about to ignore them, but in their hearts, they know they didn't even do anything. They didn't even vote them about them. So he would actually talk to them, but and Deku, Mirio will ask what, why is did Deku master his power? And he said, and he will tell the big three not to tell this out loud. Even Uraraka already knows the secret. That secret power is called One for All, and it goes to person. By now, Ormai took it from me, till I couldn't fully master it. But someone in me and Uraraka's mindscape trained us to make us powerful. So basically, we are the two strongest beings on the planet right now, or even the universe. And Mirio and the big three would think hesitantly, like that's a little much, but Deku said he will show him on a different place. Now, actually, thanks to Goku, they have a hop of all time chamber like capsule. After the whole training montage and everything, Deku will actually take the big three and make them come with them and go in a hop ball time chamber, but make a key barrier around them for they can't feel the effects. And Deku and Uraraka will actually show them the form. Actually, they will start off with Kaioken times 10. This is our technique called Kaioken we learned. They notice and nod, and then they turned off the Kaioken and back and turn on their limit breaker form on, and notice their hair turned to a different color. What was Deku's again? Yeah, it's the color I told you about. Cause yeah, now I forgot. I think actually Deku's hair turns red. Urako's turn pink, and they said this is our first limit breaker mode. And they powered up again with a bigger shock. They turn into limit breaker 2, and this is like a level beyond that, but we can't go into the levels beyond this one yet. And they would nod in shock of this power, and now they're showing them their God form. And they said, what is this? It's called God Key, but it's in your body. It will make you basically become a god. And they would hesitantly nod to it because, like, wow, this is all the information. And then this is the finer form, turning on Ultra Instinct Omen and then mastering it. And they said this is Ultra Instinct, a technique taught by the gods. But there was a mortal named Son Goku who actually mastered this power, and he was asking us to go beyond that one day. We can fight him. So basically, everything will go. They will be shocked and told the Big Three to keep quiet about this. So basically, they are training the Big Three until they master their key control. And they said they're trying to make them overpowered. So basically, the sports festival will show up, and y'all wondering, did their parents betray them too? At this point, yes. After hearing them being like traitors and all that, Inko gave up on Deku, and Ochako's parents will give up on Uraraka. So basically now, hearing they really didn't do anything, they was wondering how they're gonna bring it back to their kids. One day they was trying to go see them. Uraraka and Deku has their own place. After All Might got the specific destination where they at, the parents knock on the door. Deku will open, thought it was the Big Three, but was mad when he see his mother and Ochako and her and their father. And he said, "What are y'all doing here?" And Ochako's dad will say, "What are you talking about, kid? You're with my daughter." So Ochako will cut that off to say, "Was your daughter? After you betrayed me and everything." Ochako will just come out with a tank top shirt on, basically sweating and training. So what do you want, old man? Uraraka's mom will notice she's different, way too different. And they said they was coming to apologize, but Deku said, none of that, cut that out. We don't care anymore, so leave. And Uraraka's dad will say, we're not leaving without our daughter. And try to grab Uraraka, but Deku grabbed his hand and said, leave. Crushing his hand a little bit. And Uraraka will calm him down and said, no, do it. And he will just nod and said, just leave. After that, the parents will leave in shock, like what happened to them, really. After what they did now, they're basically their fault. At this time, Deku would actually, and Uraraka will have a date basically going around. And actually, before even the tournament we even started, before that even day comes, Deku will actually run into Eri and seeing like she's okay or not. But he does notice the bandages, and so he asks really what happened, and kind of actually read her mind and got visibly bad. And Uraraka wondered what happened. After reading Deku's mind, now she's pissed. After hearing about his daughter and all that, Deku and her not even having this shit. So they literally punch Shisaki in the face. They don't even know who he is, but they punch the shit out of him. Grabbed Eri, took her to their home, and actually took care of Eri. Even Tsunade at this point will actually acknowledge Deku actually grabbing Eri from him, but not like say anything about it to All Might. So basically, now Deku and Uraraka will actually be taking care of Eri, make her feel home, comfortable, and actually Eri will smile for the first time. and actually be getting like more control. So she's more happy, more nostalgic by seeing at this time Deku and Uraraka training. She asked them, can she train with them? At this point, they will decline, but seeing her determination, Uraraka will actually train Eri. And Deku said, don't go overboard, and actually begin Eri's training. And even on her quirk, now she can summon it at will, even though she doesn't like summoning it at all, but she'll summon it at will when someone's hurt. So at this point, Eri will learn Kaioken times 3 and the big Kamehameha wave and a limit breaker, the first limit breaker form. So basically, Eri's basically a little weaker than Uraraka and Deku at this point, but she's stronger than every My Hero character. So the whole thing happens at the tournament and everything. Everything goes similar, slightly similar, but Eri's there with Eri's in the crowd, floating and watching the thing goes by. So everything goes, the cavalry battle and everything, and after the thing starts, Uraraka and Deku already be at the finish line. And everybody wondering what their kids' quirks are and everything. Bakugo will actually be furious, but All Might will be actually kind of confused because he took one for all, so how's he doing this? And he thinks he might actually become an all for one, but even all for one will be scared if someone's this powerful. That's what he's thinking. And the headband test, beat that, no one can catch them. Because since it's only like Uraraka and Deku, they don't trust nobody except for the big three. And Eri by this point. So basically everything was going similar. The mock battle. Like, yeah, one-on-one battles. Deku versus Shinso. Shinso was doing this all shit and all that. But Deku actually just walked up, punch him in the gut, and Shinso would get knocked out. Deku would take Shinso and talk to him a bit and saying, Shinso, do you want to be strong? And Shinso was like, what? And Deku would say, I'm the same as you, Shinso. I've been betrayed by my whole class, went to prison, came back. Everybody think they would just try to open their arms and everything, but it didn't happen. Me and Uraraka changed and don't even like our parents or our classmates or even our teachers. But the only people we allowed to be us is the big three and our daughter Eri. We actually took from a villain because he was doing horrible things for her. Shinzo will actually nod to this and ask to be strong, so Deku would actually train Shinzo in this part of the version. But after the whole tournament's over, he'll be training Shinzo. So basically, Deku in the other battles, even Uraraka was destroying everybody with no remorse. Not trying to kill him, but no remorse. So even Bakugo lost to Deku. Bakugo's even more mad. He wants to attack Deku, but Deku gave him a death glare. Don't come near me, you loser. So Deku actually walks away. Everything was going south. The fucking turtle version, Gran Torino will hear about everything, so he will walk up to Deku and ask. He was he was a user of One for All, but he's kind of mad at All Might for doing that and believing what everybody believes. So Deku will actually kind of open up to Gran Torino. So basically, the big three, Shinso and Gran Torino, will basically. At this point, Gran Torino will be already tired, so he will not actually be training. But basically after that, Deku and Uraraka and the big three, and Shinzo will be training them. Since Eri was training before them, she's doing her own thing. And Deku is actually pushing Mirio, Tamaki, pushing that shine shit away and making him a man. And basically, Uraraka's training Nejire and making her more stronger and demeanor. And Uraraka's getting jealous how Nejire has the biggest tatas in the world. And Nejire would notice that and say, "You got your own girl. You got your." At this point, yeah, she would notice and blush to it, but she knows she blushed for the longest time before, so it's a plus. So basically, Senjo will get stronger and actually master Kaioken times 4 by this point, while Mirio learns Kaioken times 5. So is Tamaki and Nejire Kaioken times 6, because why not? Eri will be at Kaioken times 7 by now, because he's been training since they got back. So basically, Deku and Uraraka increase their Kaioken time and make it a Kaioken times 10, furthering successively making a Limit Breaker 3 form that is like comparing the Super Saiyan 3 but shorter hair. But they don't lose their eyebrows. But they're godly. They don't know how to train that one. Until they actually thought about combining their Limit Breaker form with it. And Deku has a red one, so it will turn dark red for Deku for his first transformation of his Limit Breaker form with his God power in it. So Limit Break God form. First form. So basically Deku has to work on the other forms, so is Uraraka. At this point, they will teach the Big 3 about God Ki and try to see if they can master it or try to achieve it, but sadly not at this moment. So everything will be at close right now. So I will talk about the next chapter later and basically go make a part 2 about their internship. So peace out.